Our NAHJ Vice President Broadcast, Julio-Cesar Chavez.
Hi there, everyone. A very nice evening to you all. Thank you for joining us today. As we said, my name is Julio-Cesar Chavez. I'm the NAHJ Vice President of Broadcast. And this evening, I am beyond honored to present the first Hall of Fame inductee for 2023 with the NAHJ, Angela Kocherga. I first met Angela during my internship when I was a journalism student at El Paso Community College. She was the border correspondent at Velo Television and its various corporate name changes thereafter. She would produce stories for stations like KHOU, and she would be working out of the KBI office in El Paso. She was cool, and I wanted to be like her. Angela's dedication to journalism is exemplary as she works to inform the public, especially on a nuanced topic like immigration, but does not stop there. Angela has worked endlessly to teach journalism, from interns at her stations to students at Arizona State University and now at the University of Texas at El Paso, leading our NPR station, KTEP, showing students how they can best inform their communities. Her impact has been immeasurable.
Angela, congratulations on your recognition. It is so well deserved. You're an incredible mentor, an incredible journalist, an incredible storyteller, and so many of us wouldn't be where we are today in our careers as journalists if it weren't for your patience and your guidance. Thank you so much.
I'm here in Mexico City, in my old neighborhood where I used to live when I worked as a correspondent here for many years. This is La Condesa. It was one of the hardest hit areas during the recent earthquake. I'm standing at the border fence of southern New Mexico in Sunland Park, where photojournalist Alfredo and I have been working on a series examining the mass migration of Central American families, primarily parents with very young children.
It's so inspiring watching you come to the border with bravery and courage, and later as my professor and ultimately colleague. It was an honor to work alongside you.
In the historic Chihuahuita neighborhood of El Paso, near the Rio Grande, the tall border barrier is a backyard fence for some homes. El Paso Sector Border Patrol Chief Aaron Hall says a physical barrier is critical in this urban area. The first call for a wall between El Paso and Ciudad Juarez was more than 100 years ago to keep Chinese immigrants from coming across the border. Paramedics don't only face danger in the field. In one case, hitmen wearing masks came here to the Red Cross offices in Juarez. The gunman then walked down this hallway toward the emergency room area through the doors. Images of angels during the Christmas season. These wing messengers work year-round. The campaign is spread to 3 other states in Mexico. Along the border, that really is the common practice. It's self-censorship to survive. Basically, what the PNA applies to is spell out what's already happening in many newsrooms of these conflict zones where powerful drug cartels really are in charge of the coverage.
Ángela, gracias por ser una profesora maravillosa y siempre cruzar a las mujeres fronterizas al recibir el periodismo. Big congratulations on this accomplishment. Very well deserved.
Mexicans are united and are going to go forward the way they always have, determined and strong. Fuerza, Mexico. In Mexico City, I'm Angela Kocherga.
Please help me welcome on the stage the woman who taught me everything I know, Angela Kocherga.
Thank you, Julio-Cesar. I am so touched by that video, and we are all so proud of you, this next generation. Buenas noches. Thank you very much, NAHJ. A little older than some of those videos, so I will wear my glasses. No, this is such a great honor, one I could never have imagined. So many years ago, when I attended my first NAHJ convention. And I'm so happy to see friends here tonight and students from UTEP, University of Texas at El Paso, and many new faces, that next generation tonight attending their first convention. We've never needed you more. We need journalists on the ground who know and care about their communities. Disinformation is growing across the US and the Americas, but it's especially prevalent on the border, the place I call home. This time of year, during political season, lots of politicians flock to the border like migrating birds. They talk about crisis, they talk about an invasion. Of course, fear does translate to votes. And it's much easier than dealing with the complex problem of global migration. Disinformation seeks to diminish, distort, and even erase our history with very dangerous consequences. The gunman who drove more than 10 hours and 650 miles from the Dallas area to an El Paso Walmart to, in his words, kill Mexicans and stop the Hispanic invasion, well, he was echoing some of those words, like invasion. He said he came to stop the Hispanic invasion. He came, in his words, to kill Mexicans. Hate fueled by disinformation can have deadly consequences, can kill. So what do? We fight back with facts and truth and on-the-ground reporting. And over the years, I've come to see journalism as an act of faith. We believe if we go out there, we show listeners, we show viewers, we show readers what's happening, that they will really know and that they'll care if they know, and some of them will take action. I want to thank all the journalists who have inspired and supported me along the way. At the top of the list, my husband and fellow journalist, Alfredo, Corchado. We've traveled the border and deep into Mexico and Central America and other parts of Latin America for many years, and I can't think of anyone who is more dedicated to telling the stories of our homelands than Alfredo. I want to thank many, there are too many to list, but the wonderful journalists I've had the opportunity to work with. Hugo Perez, a great photojournalist and teacher, he's here tonight. Jim Schultz, Ernesto Torres, all NAHJ members, by the way. And I want to thank some of the new leaders inspiring our journalists, like Saida Torres, and of course Bob Moore for forging a new path in nonprofit journalism along the border with El Paso Matters. I'm very proud to be part of that Puente News Collaborative. And a big thanks to Kate Gannon. She is my very caring and talented colleague who nominated me from the University of Texas at El Paso. Most of all, I want to thank my beautiful and brilliant mother, who had a big heart and taught us all to never, all of our children, to never forget who we are and the power of words. And I want to dedicate this award tonight to my beloved brother, Peter. He died a year ago this month, and he was also a storyteller of sorts. He worked in Mexican cinema for many years. Part of his mission was to preserve Mexican classic movies. And his very favorite were the ones starring El Santo, the masked luchador. One of my favorites too. And what I would say is, we may want to think of ourselves, some journalists, as luchadores, with some superpowers of our own. Bilingual, bicultural, and many of us are binational. So let's continue that fight for truth and justice. Thank you very much, and very much.
Our next inductee is almost always mentioned in the same breath as Angela, Mr. Alfredo Corchado. Born the oldest of 8 children, migrating from Durango to the U.S., Alfredo's life has reflected those of many that he covers in his work as a reporter. His family moved to El Paso. He later graduated from El Paso Community College and then UTEP. Picks up. After working in Mexico City, fleeing back to the U.S. after threats, his career has continued on both sides of the river. Alfredo's support for the NAHJ and its mission has only strengthened throughout the years, teaching and mentoring countless reporters now spread across the country. Alfredo, every single one of us who has met you, we are all extremely grateful for your help, your mentorship, and your work. Please join me in celebrating Alfredo Corchado for his dedication to journalism, Hispanic journalists, and if you don't yet know what Alfredo's favorite drink is, you're about to find out.
Hello, Dallas. My name is Alfredo Corchado, and I cover the border of Mexico for Dallas 20 years.
As a journalist, I have always seen my work as, being lucky to be part of 2 countries. And I always saw my reporting as a bridge of understanding.
Well-deserved recognition. You're an amazing journalist. I've learned so much from you, not only about storytelling, but also about tequila. Thank you for everything that you've done for me.
My job has been mostly evolved around 2 issues, both long-standing U.S. vices: America's insatiable demand for drugs, and for undocumented workers who serve as cheap labor. Well, this is a book about friendship, and it's a book about, I was trying to find a way to tell an old story which is about immigration in this country, founded by immigrants.
Not only can I thank him for helping me get to where I am today, but also for constantly inspiring me to become a better storyteller. I don't think I could have asked for a better mentor. Thank you for always championing journalists like myself and those that surround you today.
You really get to publish your rejection. I think you find a better rejection of both sides.
How do you convince white supremacists that minority groups are vital to restoring the soul of America?
I think the country's ready.
Well, like other border cities, Tijuana and others, we all thought this is trying to change the narrative. I asked myself, what do we really want to become? We can't just cater to the Americans all the time. We have to recreate something that's ours, and maybe then lure them back. As a reporter, you want to get a pulse of the relationship between the United States and Mexico. I usually come to the bridge, and I look at the mural. And maybe it's not surprising, but the big dominating one today is Berlin Wall. Resist the Berlin Wall. I am the son of Mexico and of the United States. I don't feel complete unless I have a foot in each side of the country. Because no matter what side of the border you're on, truth matters.
Please welcome to the stage, Mr. Alfredo Corchado.
Muchas gracias. Muy buenas noches. This is the first evening when I hear Angela refer to me as her husband. And, she finally said yes. Thank you. Big shout out to Julio-Cesar. We're in the border. We're so damn proud of you. And to I long admired Michael Quintanilla, and again tonight he made me cry. I was an intern at the El Paso Herald Post, and Billy Calzada and I used to sit around and watch him write, and then throw everything away and start all over again. They told us to cut it down really short, so I'm gonna try to get this. Main thing is I want to thank NAHJ, my NAHJ family, for this tremendous honor. Tonight represents a full circle in my career. I was the first recipient of the NAHJ Guillermo Garcia Marquez Award in 1986. For a series of stories I did about farm workers as an intern at the Ogden Standard Examiner. This is why this evening is so meaningful, because this moment is happening right now in Miami. Just a year before the first internship, I was told by the anchor woman at a local TV station in El Paso that I had no future in journalism. I sucked as a writer, I was told. I was too shy, and she didn't think that the camera would ever warm up on me. She was right about that. I was devastated, but it made me realize just how much I love journalism. So when my professor right out encouraged me to go to the NAHJ convention in Tucson, I went and came home with 3 internship offers: the New York Times, the Wall Street Journal, and the Ogden Standard Examiner. Ray insisted that I go to Ogden, where I would really get reporting experience, some clips. Their photographer, Steve Jones, told me there were dozens of people sleeping under trees. They were farm workers. They only spoke Spanish. A year later, I was right here in Miami at a nearby hotel. A very young, still very young, Nancy San Martin escorted Gerardo Rivera to the stage, where he presented me with the award. I tell you this story not to boast, but to remind you of perhaps the most valuable lesson that I have learned in my career. Surround yourself with loyal friends, colleagues, editors who believe in you, whether you're writing a story or writing a book. People who have your back, people who keep you grounded, because there will be doubters. I succeeded because of people like Ray Chavez and others, including Charlie Erickson, Frank Delonco, Frank and Ernie Sotomayor, Billy Calzada, Gilbert Bailon, Alfredo Carvajal, Ricardo Sandoval, Diane Solis, and Bob Moore, who nominated me this evening along with my alma mater, UTEP. I succeeded because Angela Kocherga shared the journey. She's been the most beautiful light, even in the darkest parts of the long road. And she took me back to her native Mexico City. In no way was I going to tell my parents, Juan Pablo y Arlinda, ¿saben qué? La regué. I was determined to honor their sacrifice. My parents worked the fields. I write stories of people like them, on both sides of the border, of their heartache, their tragedies, and their hopes and dreams. I dedicate this award to them and to the people who trust me to share the stories, to the persecuted journalists in the Americas, whether it's Guatemala or my native Mexico, to the hardworking people of El Paso, Juarez, Los Fronterizos. Finally, I'm not naive enough to say that on that evening in Miami, I was the best in a room full of professional journalists. But the message to me was clear. NAHJ was betting on the future. It was telling the industry, we are here, aquí estamos y no nos vamos. Thank you for sharing the journey, my NAHJ family. La lucha sigue. Gracias.